listen to KBLA and I love the commercials. I know what the commercials mean. I also, if I'm looking and trying to figure something out, I need something to talk to me that might hit me. And it happens on TV because, you know, every time they show a sporting event, they got the pharmaceutical companies back to back telling people how to fix the sickness on the same stuff that they sell them. So we get it.
Yep, we get it too, Chuck D. And that's why at KBLA Talk 1580, we don't black down.
Drop it! Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be. Fight the power! Fight the power! Fight the power!
Sometimes I'm free, depending on my mood, on my attitude. Sometimes I wanna roll or stay at home, walk in contradiction, get some factual and fiction. A little crazy, little sexy, little cool, little rough around the edges, but I keep it smooth. I'm always left to center, and it's right where I belong. I'm the random mind, and don't you hear in major songs, and I like that.
Happy Monday. Welcome in. I hope you have a beverage and a snack. You are seated because we, as in me, Jill Munroe, and you are about to get into these trending topics and headlines on KBLA Talk 1580. And, you know, tonight we are on our Law and Order beat once again. We got custody claims. Thank you, Andy. Prenup revisions, docuseries drama, and a blogger that learned the hard way that deepfakes come with real-life consequences. We're going to get into all of that, the mess, the math, and the motives. But first, I hope your Thanksgiving holiday was amazing, relaxing. You had all of the food that you could handle, responsibly, of course. What is the timeline for leftovers? If you still have leftovers today, do you eat them? They should have been gone by like Saturday, right? Yesterday.
Man, I got some in the fridge right now.
Really? Ready to get into it?
You already know.
All right. Well, what's your timeline, though?
A good week.
Okay. So you got a couple more days.
Yeah, I'm simple, you feel me? I don't mind eating the same thing for like a week. I don't mind. Rice and beans, rice and ground beef with some sauce. Like, I'm basic. I'm boring when it comes to food.
Okay. Interesting.
Speak on it.
No, I don't like
okay.
Really. Here's the thing, right? For me, I can't go an extended period of time with the same meal, but the same things kind of, if that makes sense. Like, I like salads, so I could eat salads every day, but it won't be the same type of salad.
I hear what you're saying.
You know what I mean? But basically, that's the same thing. And the things I like in meals, whether it's like Thai food, Chinese, Jamaican, like whatever it is, it's going to be some chicken, it's the rice, and some type of vegetable.
Got it.
When it boils down to it, pasta. But
so you could do turkey, mac, greens, or whatever every day, but it would have to be like a different type of dish, right? Maybe a turkey sandwich. The next day.
I could do like that.
And then maybe a soup or something.
Yeah, like I'm going to make turkey soup, but I could not. Hey, it's day 4. I'm getting dressing, mac and cheese, turkey, and greens. Absolutely not.
I ain't got no problem with that.
I couldn't. It would be done.
Gotta save some money.
So listen, Happy birthday. No, that's right. In these times, because groceries are high as heck. You better be eating those leftovers as high as groceries are right now. Shoot. Realistically, respectfully. Happy birthday, Janelle Monáe. Shout out to her. Happy birthday. It's not today, but over the weekend, there's a lot of birthdays that are actually right here in the Sagittarius season. But shout out to Mike Epps. He celebrated his 55th birthday over the weekend with a Harlem-themed Harlem Nights, Harlem Renaissance, themed birthday party. It was at the Blue Note Jazz Club here in L.A. Ooh. And it was star-studded, Cedric the Entertainer was there. Some others. I can't remember who. Shame on me. But it was there. The love is there. So big ups to that. There's a couple of other SAGs that went down over the weekend. That Martin Lawrence was in the building as well. And a couple others. I can't remember who it was. But shout out to that. Happy birthday. That's a big movie. And let's shout out Coco Jones. Right? She is slated to perform Lift Every Voice and Sing at the Super Bowl, the upcoming Super Bowl. It's February 8th at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, right? That is the Black National Anthem. And, they will have Charlie Puth, I believe that's how you say his name, singing the U.S. National Anthem, ours. And Brandi Carlile will be performing America the Beautiful. You already know Bad Bunny is performing at halftime. What's up, Andy?
They got the United Nations performing, huh? They getting everybody. Black woman, white man, Latino artists.
There you go. It's inclusive, right? So there it is. Listen, when we come forward, we're going to get into these trending topics and headlines. And if you're a fan of the Creed series, I have an update for you. All of that and more when we come forward.
I have no gift to bring that's fit to give our King.
You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, nice job, Pete. I like those clean lines. Fellas, do we have anyone that can get to Greenport today?
At Corey's Landscaping, the staffing plan is in the weeds.
Anthony, we need that leaf blower over here. 3 more new customer requests just came in. Who wants to work some overtime?
He needs to dig up quality landscapers, and fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
We all have regrets. That haircut, that text, missing out on Kohl's Cyber Days. Good news, you can fix at least one of those. Get up to 50% off gifts for everyone on your list. Sunday and Monday only at Kohl's. From cozy favorites to top toys, you've got 2 days until you miss out. Don't let Cyber Days be the sale that got away. Save at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. Select styles. Offer ends December 1st. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Imagine a Los Angeles where everyone can thrive, where communities have access to the resources they need to succeed. That's the vision of Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. They're dedicated to improving life in LA County by providing educational support, employment assistance, and spaces for community engagement. By 2050, they want LA to be the best place to connect, create, learn, live, and play. They're working toward an education system that's well-resourced and culturally responsive, becoming a hub for artists and innovators, and making sure everyone has access to healthy food, quality healthcare, and safe housing. It's about building a future where we all have the chance to succeed. We invite you to learn more about their mission and get involved with Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580 remembers Robin Ayers on the 1-year anniversary of her passing. 1 year ago this week, we lost a remarkable and vibrant voice. Robin Ayers touched countless lives through her passion, her love, her service, and her smile, which you could see through the radio. KBLA Talk 1580 honors her memory and celebrates the legacy she left behind. Robin, your spirit lives on in every conversation, in every connection, and in every one of us, inspired by your voice. Gone but never forgotten. KBLA Talk 1580, where voices matter.
I'm missing you. Tell me why the road turns. I'm missing you. Tell me why the road turns.
Now back to more entertainment news with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Inflation getting higher, makes it hard on the buyer. Unemployment on the rise, gasoline issues filled with lines. Rent being paid late, please. Let the dollar circulate, let the dollar circulate.
Welcome in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. So, in continuing with Sag season, happy birthday to Lou Rawls and Billy Paul. Billy Paul, right? Let the dollar circulate. That's an important message for this season, at this particular point in time. Let the dollar circulate. And thank you. Shout out to Forrest Harrison. He says, this music makes me want to bust out my pimp hat and platform shoes. Shout out to the 70s. There is a particular soulfulness that comes through probably when you listen to Curtis Mayfield as well. Has that particular tone, the airiness of it. You know, that feeling that only analog can bring. At any rate, big ups to the Sag season. So listen. If at any point, of course, you want to get in on this conversation, 800-920-1580, that's the number you can dial to tap in with us. Of course, we are available on social media, KBLA 1580. Me personally, I'm at Stiletto Jill. Hit me up, holla at your girl, say hello. Download the app, get caught up on past episodes, or join the YouTube chat. Shout out to that, because we're chatting. And, are you on Facebook? If you are on Facebook, guess what? We are streaming live on Facebook too. Shout out to Andy. Big ups to that. So, you know, there's lots of ways to get involved and connect.
But you YouTubers, don't leave to go on Facebook.
Yeah, don't know.
You stay on YouTube.
Stay on YouTube, because those are the VIPs. That's the family. That's where we have a special conversation. And we, you know, chat. We like that. All right. So before we came forward, it makes sense. I was telling you about the Creedverse expansion. So listen, Michael B. Jordan has confirmed that a Creed spinoff series centered on Amara, Adonis's daughter, has officially been picked up by Amazon, right? Jordan says you'll be seeing different parts of the Creedverse. Creed 4 is still coming. He said eventually, definitely. But right now, they are expanding where they are going with it. You know, I think it's fantastic in some ways how he and Ryan, well, I know Ryan has stepped away. He just set up the first one. And then I can't remember Stephen, I can't remember the gentleman's name who directed part 2. And then, of course, Michael B. Jordan took over the director's helm in part 3. So I think it's amazing that from Rocky, a film that dropped 50 years ago, has now, that was, highly appreciated in the Black community. Apollo Creed was his own legend, and that we get to see the expansion of that. So big ups to Michael B. Jordan. Will you be watching the series? Let me know. Okay. There was a lot that happened over the Thanksgiving break, as to be expected, right? But we're going to start here. Now, we told you a couple of weeks ago that people were whispering about Kandi and Todd Tucker, and they might be separating. And then we got the news of the announcement, right? And the running gag has been, when is Todd's scheme going to drop? This has to be another one of Todd's schemes. Well, the other shoe has dropped, right? And Todd Tucker has filed for primary custody of the couple's 2 children, and he's questioning the validity of the prenup, right? So the thing is this, right? We saw fans of the show, and I believe there was a spinoff special for this. In 2014, there was the delivery of a prenup to Todd. His lawyer wasn't present, but he did stop and call his lawyer. And obviously, eventually, he signed it. He's now claiming that the circumstances were questionable, i.e., he was on reality TV, on camera. And I guess he's claiming it was under duress that he signed, right? There were legal documents obtained by Us Weekly. Todd wants primary physical custody. He's claiming that Kandi is gone for 4 and 5 months at a time for work. And during that time, he's the primary caregiver, even though previously he would travel with her quite a bit to wherever she was going. But, Todd's trying to make sure he gets that child support, right? He wants joint legal custody, but final decision-making authority. He claims that the children are already living with him in Georgia, right? And that he acknowledges Kandi is a loving and capable parent. However, he thinks he would be the best choice for their physical custody. Now, Kandi's mom, Mama Joyce, as mentioned by Mimi Davis in the chat, is probably having a field day. She is probably lighting him up somewhere, right? Shout out to Forrest Harrison in the chat. He says he has no idea who these people are. Okay, well, let me run it back. Kandi Burruss is a member of the R&B group of the 90s, Escape. She's also a songwriter. She wrote No Scrubs for TLC, and I think it's Bills, Bills, Bills for Destiny's Child. Something on there, maybe Bugaboo. Can't remember. Something from the Destiny's Child's second album. And some other songs. So, Kandi's very paid and has been for a long time. She was on The Real Housewives of Atlanta for many years. She also had many specials and offshoots from that. And currently, she's taking a break, maybe a hiatus from this. But her mother warned her the entire time that she did not feel that Todd, who started off as, I think, a production assistant, some member of production on The Real Housewives of Atlanta production. That's how Todd and Kandi met. And, it has often been said by Kandi's mother and some fans that they believe that Todd was after Kandi's money and clout. So here we are 10 years later. In a lot of marriages, 10 years is a magical number because it sometimes unlocks some additional benefits, right, in the marriage. And Kandi was adamant about having a prenup. She knew she had things to protect, right? And so we will see what happens. Now, Todd is saying he had no counsel when he signed. But as I said, it's important to note that he did call his attorney during this process on camera. So we'll see how that shakes down, right? He claims Kandi's lawyers communicated with a potential lawyer of his, but that he had no representation. Filing says the circumstances raise substantial questions about enforceability. Now, the interesting thing is that, again, they've been married for quite some time. If he felt something was shady, he didn't think to look into it in those first months, years of their marriage? Apparently not, right? She cited, Kandi is the one had filed, it should be clear. She cited the marriage as irretrievably broken, right? And I don't know. We will have to see. Is this one of Todd's schemes? Is he going to be able to push this through? Now, here's the important thing, right? And I don't know this to be 100% fact, but it is said that there is a similar case, obviously not involving the reality TV aspect, but the prenup situation that may have set a precedent in Georgia that would allow Todd to make these claims. So we'll have to see what happens. It always hits a different way when men attempt to take the children from the mother. I'm not saying it's not right. I'm not saying it's not okay. But it seems as if, for most, if the mom is a good mom, which Todd indicates Kandi is, why, and he said why, but as I pointed out, he also traveled with her extensively as well. Do you want to take the children away? And most point to the financial benefits that happen. Maybe his alimony is only for a short time period. I'm sure it's capped. So we'll see what happens. I mean, again, children should be entitled to live with their father. I'm not saying that. I am not saying that I do not understand the impact of one's schedule on the kids and their stability. But it is interesting. It is interesting, right? Let me read some of these comments in the chat. Urban Spinster says, poor Aunt Bertha, who said Todd came with the BS. She is spun in her chair, is now suffering with dementia. Mimi Davis says, Mama Joyce was right. I hope that Todd gets the bare minimum. Yes, because he cheated, allegedly. So I wonder if there's a clause in the prenup for cheating. I wonder how that impacts his money. Mimi Davis also says the child support is a cape for alimony. We see you, Todd. I do kind of think that. I do kind of think that this is the way of avoiding that. That, I have seen on the opposite end, men say, let me take custody of my kids so I don't have to pay her child support. People utilize it. We'll see what happens. Is this another case of the reality TV curse? Breaking up a happy home? Or is this the inevitable of what happens when you are a part of the reality ecosystem? How many couples have withstood the test of being on reality TV, going through that fire and making it out okay on the other side? Because as I've said before, whatever your issues are, right? Sometimes you're more apt to work on them if they're just internal and the whole world doesn't know. It's bad enough sometimes when your auntie and your cousin and your mom know, but you add into that a whole public that will have a great deal of commentary on what you shouldn't have done or did not do. And it kind of adds an added bit of pressure. So we'll see what happens. And then some will say, Kandi, you should have expected this. Picking up production execs, PAs, whatever Todd's official role was with the show initially. You know, this is why it's a catch-22. They tell women, don't go for the bag, right? So they don't go for the bag. They open themselves up. And then the man goes for the bag. What's one to do? I don't know. Listen, when we come forward, we're going to get into, we got a little bit of time. So I guess I can tee this up, right? 50 is doing 50 things, a great deal of it. And, you know, his Diddy documentary, Sean Combs' The Reckoning, drops on Netflix tomorrow. But I am curious if the original version that we are being teased is going to be the version that we are going to see tomorrow. So when we come forward, we're going to get into all of the details of that. Diddy versus 50. All of that and more. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
E40, T-Pain. What you gon' do when I bend the block? Pull up on that in the brand new drop. Speakers on blast with tremendous knock. TVs in the dash, rims just won't stop. You need to be down with a pimp like me. I ain't turning down nothing but my collar, you see. I'ma leave you with my number, you should holler at me. Cause I'm a baller, can't nobody hustle harder than me.
Girl, I've been shaking, shaking and moving, trying to get to you and that booty, trying to get to you and that booty, trying to get to you and that booty. Girl, I've been shaking and making a donkey, trying to get to you and that, trying to get to you and that, trying to get to you and that.
Are you ready for the hottest entertainment scoop in Los Angeles? She's bringing you exclusive interviews with today's biggest stars, behind-the-scenes Hollywood insights, and all the entertainment news you need to know. She's breaking down what's trending, what's ending, and what's just beginning in the world of entertainment. You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. The White House is asking for prayers after 2 National Guard members were shot in Washington, D.C., leaving Sarah Buckstrom dead and Andrew Wolf in serious condition.
Sarah and Andrew are heroes, and we will never forget their sacrifice.
The suspect is a 29-year-old Afghan national who once worked with the CIA. The Fairbanks NAACP is hosting its Freedom Fund Banquet this Saturday at the University of Alaska Fairbanks. After returning last year for the first time since 2019, the event is back again with proceeds supporting the organization's anti-racism and anti-discrimination work. And looking back on this day in 1955, Rosa Parks was arrested in Montgomery, Alabama, after refusing to give up her bus seat to a white man. Her arrest sparked the year-long black-led bus boycott, which ultimately helped the U.S. Supreme Court strike down segregation on city buses. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
In Glendale, a crash on the 134 westbound before San Fernando Road is still there. It's blocking the left lane. 2 cars involved. The drive really heavy through there. You're going to see red from the 2. A new one in Compton. This is on the 91 eastbound at Central. The left lane is blocked. The drive stopped really from Main Street. In El Segundo, a crash has the right lane of the 105 eastbound blocked after Imperial Highway.
Families have been loving LifeSource Whole House Water Systems for over 40 years. And now when you buy LifeSource, you can save up to $1,000 with the no sales tax special. Call 800-WATER-99 or visit LifeSourceWater.com. Ends December 31st. Warranty limitations apply.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Despite losing at Carolina Sunday, the Rams are 9-3 and tied with the Chicago Bears for the best record in the NFC. Before Sunday's loss, Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford had thrown 318 consecutive passes without an interception. Stafford still leads the NFL with 32 touchdown passes. Multiple sources are reporting that Bob Chesney of James Madison University will be UCLA's next head football coach. Sources claim Chesney and UCLA have been discussing a 5-year contract. James Madison is 11-1 this season. Chesney is expected to be confirmed for the UCLA job after James Madison plays Troy on Saturday for the Sun Belt Conference Championship. HBCU Southern University introduced Pro Football Hall of Fame running back Marshall Faulk Monday morning as their new head coach. Faulk was the running backs coach at Colorado with Deion Sanders. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah, y'all, come on. Here come the drums.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we fight the power every day.
Yeah, gotta give us what we want. Gotta give us what we need. Hey.
I listen to KBLA and I love the commercials. I know what the commercials mean. I also, if I'm looking and trying to figure something out, I need something to talk to me that might hit me. And it happens on TV because, you know, every time they show a sporting event, they got the pharmaceutical companies back to back telling people how to fix the sickness on the same stuff that they sell them. So we get it.
Yep, we get it too, Chuck D. And that's why at KBLA Talk 1580, we don't black down.
Drop it. Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be. Fight the power. Fight the power.
Cedars-Sinai is helping shape the future of Los Angeles, working alongside local communities and showing up with resources and healthcare programs that open doors for people across the city. Through career development programs like Next Gen Healthcare Pathways and partnerships with over 200 organizations like Black Men in White Coats, Cedars-Sinai is educating and empowering future healthcare leaders right here in LA. With access to education, mentorships, and hands-on experiences, we can build a healthier Los Angeles together. Cedars-Sinai, here for LA.
If you've been diagnosed with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, this is what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Imagine being a million miles away. Tremfya Kuselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy. With Tremfya, clearer skin is possible. In clinical trials, at least 70% of patients saw at least 90% clearer skin at 16 weeks. Results may vary. Tremfya is also indicated for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Call 1-800-526-7736 or visit tremfya.com.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you, when we fight, we win. The Youth Justice Coalition is challenging America's addiction to incarceration and discrimination. YJC works to dismantle policies leading to mass incarceration, law enforcement violence, and the school-to-prison pipeline. Their approach? Transformative justice, community intervention, free LA high school, legal defense, and system monitoring. YJC promotes safety without relying on prisons. Their goal? Prevent system contact and help people exit the system through direct action, advocacy, and education. Want to get involved or need help? Call 323-235-4243. That's 323-235-4243. Join YJC in creating change. When we fight, we win. KBLA Talk 1580, your voice for justice. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I get it.
I run New York. A lot of money on this record, man. I get it. I like being around money, man. I get it. Old street, the hallway, baby. Yeah. You know my motherfucker, man. I own New York. Bow nose, but Diddy did it. Cars, jewelry, and big homes, yeah, Diddy did it. Coastal beef, shit, Diddy did it. But my lawyer's so good that Diddy gotta quit. I had J. Lopez out in San Tropez while you was riding around in Miami on moped. Oh, you just got here? I've been doing this bitch for over 10 years. I am chillin', it's Sean John Denham. I don't walk nowhere, I'm four-wheeling. Champagne spilling, chillin', no ceiling. Still in the $250,000, villain, ice grillin'. Hit the avenue, earthquake up the mall. Give Jacob a call, then make a withdrawal. Face on the Forbes in 94, I did it. For the record, I'm a bad boy, now let's get it. Come on. I get it. I
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. You can't say that 50 doesn't get to it, whatever his particular it is at the moment. So listen, by now, you know that tomorrow, December 2nd, on Netflix, Sean Combs' The Reckoning drops. It includes never-before-seen footage of Diddy in the days leading up to his arrest, having conversations with his legal team. It also includes interviews with 2 jurors from the trial. For the first time, they are explaining how they came to their verdict. So we'll get into a little bit of that. It's jurors 75 and juror 160, right? But let's talk about first, this morning, 50 Curtis 50 Cent Jackson and the film's director, Alexandria Stapleton, were featured on Good Morning America with Robin Roberts. And they discussed the docuseries, right? Including dropping a couple of clips. So one of the clips was Diddy talking to his legal team. And he was telling them that they need to get on their job, that they weren't doing a good job, and that they weren't winning right now. Now, in what capacity of the case was this about keeping him out of jail because we weren't in trial mode yet? We're not sure. We'll find out tomorrow. It's a 4-part docuseries, okay? And another clip that 50 talked about, which was the most astonishing for him, he says, in one clip, Diddy is outside in the streets. He's shaking hands, kissing babies. People are giving him stuff, putting coats on him and things. And when he gets into an SUV, he asks for hand sanitizer. He's like, I've been outside. I've been in exchange with about 150 people. I need some hand sanitizer. So 50 says that shows Diddy's real character because he wanted to utilize hand sanitizer after shaking a bunch of strangers' hands. I'm going to disagree with 50 about that. I understand what he's saying, but at the same time, it's a lot of germs out in the world. Have we learned nothing from the pandemic? But that's aside. All right, so how did the director and 50 get this footage? So this is one thing. This is where we'll start. Netflix says the footage was obtained legally. Full stop. Right? No matter what Diddy's lawyers are saying, Netflix is saying this footage was obtained legally. And they're saying that they have gone through great pains to protect the filmmaker who supplied it. Now, here's a little added on to this, right? Diddy at one point was filming a documentary for himself in partnership with who? Netflix. I believe that's where this footage is coming from. Right? So technically, Netflix may have flexed their muscle because they own the footage. Diddy was filming for a documentary and decided not to. Right? So his lawyers have released a statement. They're not happy. But let me start with why 50 said he's done this. Robin Roberts asked him point blank if he had some type of vendetta, if that was why he's doing it. 50 said no. Now, I'm going to say, I don't think that's all the way true, right? We all know that Jane Doe might allegedly, could allegedly be 50's youngest son's mother. He put it out there, not me. Right? He put it out there. And, but we all kind of knew that. We saw them together. So feels a little personal, right? 50 saying, hey, he responded on social media, of course, reposting a clip of Robin asking about it. He said, I put 2 of his sons in my shows. How could you say that I have a problem against him? I want to kind of say, I feel like, at least publicly, the relationship between Diddy And Jane Doe was not public before. That doesn't mean that 50 didn't know. But I don't believe it was in the public sphere prior to those castings. But that doesn't mean that those castings necessarily would not have happened. But 50 saying, look, I'm not holding anything against him, his kids, his family, but you are holding something against him. But he said that if he didn't speak up and say anything, many would interpret it as hip hop is fine with the behaviors of Diddy. I find that interesting because there are lots of behaviors that have surfaced in hip hop. And I don't necessarily see 50 rushing to disparage them, to clear up that it's some, not all, or what have you. I'm not saying that he, doesn't feel this way. I am just saying some of the things that he's putting forward don't necessarily match up with the math all of the way, right? And he said, though, because no one else was being vocal, you would look at it and say, mind your business, or let me not say nothing about nothing. Or that those things would allow an entire culture to register as if they stand for that behavior. Now, obviously, we'll have to wait to see specifically what aspect of the behavior he is referring to, because 50 has been accused of domestic violence. Diddy was not convicted for domestic violence. He was convicted, as we know, with the prostitution charge. So I'm just curious to see what will end up opening up and what will come out, right? As I said, the footage that has been included was obtained in the days before he was arrested in September of 2024. And, I guess the new information is going to come from the jurors, so to speak. 50 said that he believes when Diddy sees this, he will be, I think he said surprised or not upset, but he might be upset with some things in it. But overall, he said he felt like Diddy might be pleased. I thought that was an interesting stance. And, we shall see. Ted Sarandos, who is the CEO of Netflix, said that it is well known that Mr. Combs has been amassing footage for decades since he was 19 years old to tell his own story in his own way. It is fundamentally unfair, not to mention illegal, for Netflix to misappropriate that work. I'm sorry, that was not from Netflix's CEO. That was about the CEO, from Diddy's lawyer. His statement from Sean's lawyer is basically saying that this is stolen footage. It was not obtained legally. And that they are going to make a point to not only trace this trail, but attempt to block in some capacity for this to stream tomorrow. Now, one of the interesting things about streaming, and we can take, for example, something that happened with, what was it, Beyonce's, I think it was Renaissance or Cowboy Card. What was the album where Khalees complained about her name being included in the credits, and she said that she wasn't given permission, but Pharrell owns the song.
Whatever album was before Cowboy Carter.
So it was Renaissance, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. So we know that there were a couple of changes made, right? If you didn't have the physical copy, there's some things that are different if you go back and listen to the track, or even look at some of the, I suppose they're still called liner notes on the album. Khalees's name was taken off. And that is one of the things about not owning physical media. They can change up the edit on you, and you only have what's available via stream. So I'm curious if the original version comes out tomorrow. Sounds like Netflix is standing 10 toes down, that they believe they obtained the information legally. So we're going to see what's up. Now, I mentioned two jurors, Juror 75 and Juror 160, speaking out for the first time on how they reached the mixed verdict, right? One of the jurors, Juror 75, described Diddy and Cassie's relationship as two people in love. Juror 160 said domestic violence wasn't one of the charges. So they did feel that way, even though the video was being put out and we were seeing this image repeatedly and it's horrific. It's not what he was charged with. So there were some aspects that I suppose were easy for them to fall in line with. 50 did say that he believes that Cassie was a victim in all of this. He said because she's like 18, 19 years old in the very beginning. After a while, over time, you're conditioned for it. And Stapleton, the other director-producer, said that she hopes the docuseries will have audiences questioning how the trial unfolded. So to me, that says that they feel like there was some sort of bias in the trial. What she said was what this film is trying to do is to let the audiences kind of come in and ask questions like, were their decisions colored by certain things? And who gets the benefit of the doubt in that courtroom, right? So I don't know. I'm curious to see what the jurors have to say, right? I'm curious to see what other footage that they have. But what I'm guessing is that if Diddy had this agreement with Netflix and whatever they signed, Netflix owns that footage in some capacity, and that's how they were able to utilize it. That is what I am guessing. I don't know that for certain, but that is what I believe is happening as far as that goes. Now, whether Diddy's lawyers will be able to put in some type of injunction, whether this violates attorney-client privilege, I don't know, because he was having someone film it. He knew he was being filmed. When we come forward, we'll have more trending topics and headlines.
You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
If you have asthma, you know that there are certain things that can set off your asthma symptoms. These things are called triggers, and patients with severe asthma have an average of 8 triggers. It could be pollen, dust, pollution, colds, viruses, smoke, or stress. If you know your symptoms, you have already taken the first step to managing your asthma. The next step is to write your triggers down in a notebook or journal and record your symptoms when you come across those triggers. This will give your healthcare provider valuable information about what you can do to help manage your triggers. By understanding your triggers and writing them down, you are on your way to taking back control of your lung health. Visit luma-edu.com for more guidance. This message is brought to you by Amgen and AstraZeneca.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions.
The Los Angeles Regional Food Bank is on a mission to fight hunger and provide nutritious food to those in need across our community. They partner with federal, state, and local programs advocating for better policies and funding for critical hunger relief programs like Cow Fresh, the Emergency Food Assistance Program, and the Child and Adult Care Food Program. The food bank works with coalitions and local representatives to make sure hunger is addressed in every district of LA County. They also run nutrition education campaigns, raise hunger awareness, and source nutritious food for distribution, all while supporting regulations that allow food pantries to operate safely. Want to help? Visit lafoodbank.org or call 323-234-3030 to volunteer or find a food bank near you. Together, we can ensure that no one goes hungry in Los Angeles County. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. All right, so continuing on our legal beat, right? And of course, I'll keep you updated about whatever is going on. First of all, though, once again, we see how Diddy's ego gets him into these crazy scenarios. Why are you trying to film a documentary while you know this is happening in the background? Like, unnecessary. Too much hubris. And, we'll see what happens. Somebody play Dropbox roulette. All right, so Megan Thee Stallion has won her civil suit against, I guess, YouTuber, blogger, don't know what to call her, Milagro Gramz, right? Now, this case didn't hit in the same way Cardi B versus Tasha K did. First of all, the judgment was much, much, much smaller than what Megan was going for, right? The jury deliberated for 2 days. They ruled Milagro liable for intentional infliction of emotional distress, amplifying an explicit deep fake. But they did not find her guilty on defamation charges, right? Which was the crux of the case. Now, basically, play stupid games, pay real money, right? So Milagro claimed that she wasn't fully knowledgeable about the legal ramifications and what you can and can't do as a member of the media. But she did claim media protections as a commentator. Right? She felt that Megan targeted her because she knew that she could win. One of the things that's important to note is they kept a file on Milagro for years until she had the deep fake video of Megan. It was a fake sex tape. It was an AI thing in her likes and directed people to go to it. You should not publicly push out something especially involving nudity, right? Probably don't want to have that firmly attached as like, hey, it's in my likes, go to it, right? You're amplifying a sexually explicit deep fake. That to me should be common sense. But it wasn't. So Megan was awarded $75,000. She must also cover her legal fees, right? She liked the deep fake on June 8th, 2024, told her followers, go to my likes. They accused her of working with Tory Lanez and that he and his father were paying her. They did not give great, I think Tory refused his, what is it called when you break down and you have the conversation before the court? I'm blanking on the name. No, not interrogation, but it's like that, the conversation that the lawyers have before. Why am I blanking on the name? The chat probably will remind me. But Tory refused to do it, concerned about his own trial that was also in appeal at that status. His father kind of didn't really stand up. But again, there are other legal ramifications that come out of this. But what she should have learned is be careful jumping out the window for somebody who can't have your back. She claims in one breath she was just stating an opinion, but in the other, that she's a commentator and they don't understand the ways in which. That's what I'm talking about, the deposition. Tory would not cooperate with the deposition. So listen, we will see what happens tomorrow, because I didn't get to it tonight. Well, when I say we'll see what happens, obviously Megan won $75,000, though I'm not saying it's a small amount of money, but under the circumstances and what they were suing for, it is a small amount, and she got off very, very lucky in this instance. She said that she will change the way that she operates as far as blogging and commentating, but I do think it's important that the judge noted that YouTube commentators are a part of the media. New media is here, but also in that, you got to know when you're crossing a line, and just saying allegedly or things like that, that's not going to protect you. Now, I didn't get to cover the story about Russell Wilson and his old teammate that came to Thanksgiving dinner and talked about he thought Russell was weird. We're going to talk about that tomorrow, because I think, how disrespectful are you to go in someone's home who invited you for a meal and then, for unprovoked, get on and start trashing this man and his family? We'll talk about that tomorrow, though. Look, I hope you had a wonderful holiday. I hope that you are ready for the 12 days of Christmas. I'm trying to think, because I definitely want to give something back to you guys. I'm trying to think of what that could be. I know Morris will probably say concert tickets or something like that. We don't have those right now, but I'm going to figure something out. So listen, coming up next is Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. I'll be back tomorrow, 6 p.m. for more trending topics, more timeline translations, all of that and more. I'll talk to you guys later.
I want fun with my wife, 'cause it's the first of the month. And I'll be smoking, joking, rolling, buzzing, sipping on 40 ounces again. Come, we got to the fun. Stay buzzing all night, we ride. They like to wear 99. I give up my partner, they give me some yes, so double up to the what you need. We got to get P.O.D. thing for the green leaf. Give it up for the first show, but it lay low. 'Cause the poor creep when it rolls so low. Break if you can't get away, but it don't stay, yeah, yo, keep your bankroll. We're having a celebration, let us stay high. You can better believe when it's time to grind. I'm down for mine, crime after crime. From the creep to the bag, 'cause mom's got a grub on the grill. If we got the food, you know it's the first of the one that might choose, we thugs for real.